Hey everybody, this is Magical Mustache Man John and Kyle, and we are a travel-obsessed couple here to take the stress out of planning your Disney, Universal, or cruise vacation. And today we're talking about our Princess Alaskan cruise.
I can't believe it's finally here. We are planning our first cruise to Alaska, our first cruise on Princess, and we're going to take you along for everything. Today we're going to focus on planning for this cruise because this has definitely been unlike any other vacation we've ever planned for. It is a destination we've never been to, it's a cruise line we've never been on, so there's a lot of unknowns, but hey, it's part of the adventure.
Alright, so why Alaska and why now? So we've always cruised through the Caribbean. We've done Disney, we've done Virgin, we've done Royal, and we really wanted to try something new, something cold, something different. So I'm really excited for trying a Princess cruise line, and it's been on our bucket list forever. We've always wanted to do something different from what we've been doing on the norm.
We love nature as well. You know, we lived in California for 12 years and we would go to Yosemite, and we love Montana. For John's birthday, we went to the Tetons in Wyoming. Like, we love national parks. And so I think getting to share our love of cruising, getting to go see national parks, which we'll get into, seeing nature, I think it's just kind of the perfect mix of everything that we're super excited about. Now, there are tons of cruise lines that go to Alaska. In fact, we actually had planned to go to Alaska this year with Virgin because it was going to be their inaugural season going to Alaska, and we thought, it'd be really cool to kind of bring people along on their first time cruising in Alaska. But we decided to switch to Princess. Why?
Well, we wanted somebody who's an expert in Alaskan cruise, and Princess has been the expert cruise line for the past 35 years. So why not go with the pros?
They know what they're doing. And so we wanted to have that experience of really with somebody who's done this. A couple other things. Alaska is incredibly popular among people seeking travel. And so I think, for us to build content and to get knowledge about this product, it was really important for us to go with the one that, is booking the most cruises. Also, something really special about this trip is we're bringing my mom. So we wanted to kind of have that multi-generational angle, planning a larger party, more than one stateroom. And it's a really special trip because we lost my grandma last Easter. She'd always wanted to go to Alaska. And so in addition to, being able to have this experience together, we're also going to spread my grandmother's ashes in Alaska, and we kind of got permission and checked all the rules around doing that. But it's going to be a really special trip, and it's going to be quite a long trip, one of our longest trips, at least from a vacation standpoint, in quite a while.
So what's special about this trip that we're going on, this is a cruise tour. So this is going to be a part land, part cruise, and it's all done through Princess.
It's super exciting. So many cruise lines do this cruise tour concept of where they plan your entire vacation, both the land portion and the cruise part, right? This can happen in the Mediterranean, so maybe a couple days in Italy before you go on a Mediterranean cruise or something like that. Alaska is a particularly great place to do this because obviously cruising in Alaska, you get to see a ton from the coastline, but Alaska is a massive state. And so getting to do some in the interior is also a really special part. So we're actually going to do 4 days in Alaska and then a 7-night cruise. So we actually are going to fly to Fairbanks, Alaska, super far north. I think the sunset is 10:45 p.m. when we get there, which is wild. And then we're going to spend 4 days on land. We're going to go from there to Denali National Park and then to Mount McKinley, and then we will go to Anchorage. And then we'll get on the cruise ship, and from the cruise ship we'll have 2 days of glacier cruising, viewing. We're gonna stop in 3 ports, Icy Strait Point, where we're gonna do some whale watching, Juneau, where we're gonna see Mendenhall Glacier, and then Ketchikan. Well, I think we're just gonna explore the town, and then we end in Vancouver over 11 nights total, right? 4 nights on land, 7 nights on sea, which is crazy.
I'm really excited about the train ride with the glass windows. That's going to be such an amazing view for sure.
Yeah, so the last part of the land tour is from the McKinley Lodge. We take a 5-hour train ride down to Anchorage so that we can get on the ship. Something that's also really special about Princess is that they have their own privately owned lodges in Denali National Park, in Mount McKinley. And so everything is included. We're going to talk a little bit about it throughout the trip of how this all works. Now, we decided to do the land portion first because every day we're essentially probably moving locations, which means we're gonna have to pack all our stuff up, have all of our bags outside of our room by 6 a.m. So it's just a little bit more work. They're gonna move all the bags for us and plan everything and the coach rides to each new location, but it was just a little bit more labor intensive. And so we kind of wanted to do that part first. And then when we get on the ship, we can just relax, unpack, and settle for the entire week. A couple other really special things about this itinerary is that Princess is one of the few cruise lines that's allowed to sail into Glacier Bay National Park. There's actually a national park ranger that's going to come on board and narrate that day. It's 8 hours. And so that was also a really important part of why we decided to go with Princess for our Alaskan cruise. If you're looking to plan your next Alaskan cruise or other fantastic vacation to Disney destinations, Universal, or other cruise lines, please reach out to us at magicalmustacheman.com. We'd love to help you plan your next vacation.
All right, so let's talk about booking and planning your Princess Cruise. We originally started with Virgin back in last year in February, so we had planned this whole thing. We're gonna go with Virgin, we're gonna do the inaugural cruise, but last minute we decided to go to Princess. So it was until January where we planned our Princess Cruise. We got a great deal, but we didn't get the excursions we wanted.
Yeah, it was, you know, so something about planning Alaska. One, we always say book as early as humanly possible because it's always gonna be your cheapest deal. And we ended up switching to Princess because we still got a good deal on the rate for the cruise. But some of the excursions we wanted were already booked up. So like the small boat glacier viewing,
the sled dogs.
Yes, going to see the sled dogs. Those were booked. We still got some great like excursions. I'm super excited. One of them we actually are going to do outside of Princess. We did through Viator for the whale watching and Icy Strait Points. But all that's to say is, you know, using a travel advisor, booking Alaska early and getting those excursions early is going to be really important because they are incredibly popular and often very small kind of amounts. Something else that we did for Alaska is that we ultimately decided to do the Princess Premier package. So they have package deals, kind of think like a Royal Caribbean drink package or a dining package. So they had Plus, which is $65 a day per person, or Premier, which is $100 per day per person. And so what does that include? So for Plus, it includes 15 drinks per day, up to $15 each, up to 12 bottles of water, 500 milliliters or less, 4 casual dining meals, Ocean Now delivery and room service, 1 Wi-Fi device per guest, and gratuities. So it's pretty good. We got Premier because we've never done a drink package or anything like that before. We wanted to try it. Also, we wanted it to be more feel more all-inclusive, especially for my mom, so that she didn't feel like she was having to like pay other extra things. And we just want her to have like an all-inclusive experience. So for Premier, it's it's unlimited drinks per day, up to $20 per drink, 12 bottles of water, unlimited casual dining, unlimited specialty dining, because there are multiple specialty dining, which we heard is fantastic. 4 devices per guest for Wi-Fi, $100 shore excursion credit, which basically paid for our excursion to Mendenhall Glacier, unlimited digital photos and 3 prints for the photo package, which my mom is going to love, and then reserved theater seating, which I'm not sure if that's going to be a benefit or not. So we're definitely going to try to keep track of, we're not going to drink like crazy on this trip, but we're going to try to keep track a little bit of specialty dining and drinking and just see if we're able to at least break even, though we're not going to push ourselves to do that. One important note, it is not the drink package does not include the cruise tour, the land portion. So for that, we are going to have to pay for
foods, beverages.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's get into the packing list. This is a very long list. This is actually longer than our actual Caribbean cruise because this is probably like triple the amount of things that we're packing, and these things are massive.
Everybody that we talk to who has gone to Alaska basically says you need to plan for all 4 seasons. It can be cold, it can be hot, it can be rainy, it can be snowy. Like basically you have to plan for everything, and we're already overpackers. Like we kind of want to have all of our options. So this has been incredibly difficult. Our goal is, and so far we're pretty packed. We have 2 large checked suitcases. We're gonna have 2 carry-ons and 2 backpacks. So that's the plan. My mom's bag looks like it's about to bust at the seams. Very interested to hear that makes.
I'm very nervous.
So some of the things that we've been told to plan to pack. One, so think about outer layers and weather protection, right? So a waterproof hard shell rain jacket, kind of mid-layer sort of like thermals or fleece, and then base layer thermal bottoms, and then probably 1 big puffer sort of jacket in case it's cold. Looking at temperatures, it's probably going to be between 40 to 60 degrees.
I saw low 30s, like maybe mid 30s to maybe at the best high 60s.
Yeah. So that, and again, because we're doing the land portion and we're going to be like going into Denali National Park and doing some hiking, we're going to have kind of more of that. Definitely hiking boots if you're planning to be on land for a portion that are ideally waterproof and broken in. We strongly recommend, if you do any kind of hiking, wool or synthetic hiking socks, just because they're going to be moisture wicking, they're going to be anti-odor, and then maybe a while before we get a chance to do some laundry. We have a pair of hiking pants each, and then some gloves, a warm beanie, sunglasses, all of the kind of normal things to just be outside. Got a couple like nicer outfits, like collared shirts for dinners.
There's gonna be formal night on the Princess Cruise, so just bring like 2 nice outfits you could have for that.
Yeah.
And those are usually gonna be on the sea day.
Yeah, we're not, I'm not bringing a sports jacket or anything like that. I think a collared shirt is more than enough. You know, cruises are usually a little bit more casual. And then we got some sweatpants and like kind of warm jammies for walking around the ship or being on our balcony. We have our hiking boots, a pair of kind of walking shoes, and then a pair of like nicer dress sneakers, and that's all we're planning to bring. And then a couple other kind of random things, obviously your prescription medications, motion sickness medication, sunscreen, lip balm, insect repellents. It is apparently crazy with bugs.
Well,
in Alaska.
If you're traveling in May, you're gonna get to like none to mild, but starting in June,
we'll see. I'm not
starting in June, that's when the crazy comes out.
Yeah, and then I've got some Downy wrinkle release spray. This is the first time we're doing that, just because you can't bring an iron on board and you'd have to go to a laundry room, and so we're gonna try that to see if we have any wrinkled clothes. Obviously, you're gonna need a passport because you're gonna be stopping in Canada at some point during your cruise, since it has to have an international stop included. And we also got magnetic hooks for the first time. We always recommend them, but we've never actually brought them, so we're gonna try them out since we're gonna have so many pieces of jackets and random things. So it's quite an extensive packing list, and like honestly, one whole suitcase I feel like it's just like warm weather clothing, and then the other is like kind of all of our normal stuff. One thing we didn't mention is actually what kind of room we're going to be in. So we got a junior suite veranda for us, and we got a regular veranda for my mom, since she's a single traveler. And so we'll obviously do a tour of the rooms, but the rooms look really nice. I'm super excited about that, and obviously being able to look at the Alaskan wilderness
amazing
from our veranda will be awesome. All right, so the next time you see us, we are going to be landing in Fairbanks, Alaska. 9+ hours of flying away from Orlando, and the next video is going to be the land portion, right? So Fairbanks, Denali, Mount McKinley, and that amazing train ride down to Anchorage. So excited. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss a single video of this series. It's going to be amazing, and we really appreciate you watching this video.